Surprise, I brought your favorite. The bag slipped from my hand, plastic crinkled. Glass shattered, I didn't even blink. Oh my god, Ryan's voice. Low. Panicked. Guilt soaked through every syllable. Layla sat up fast. It's not what it looks like. I tilted my head, really. She scrambled for her shirt. We didn't mean for this to happen. Ryan stood between us like a human shield. I thought you were staying late at the library. I was, my voice didn't even crack. Finished early, we were just talking, Layla said. It got out of hand. I looked at the couch, her lipstick smudged on his neck. Yeah, looks like a very deep conversation. Please, Ryan stepped forward. Can we just talk? I stared at him. Are you in love with her? His lips parted, closed. He looked at Layla. I laughed. Just once, hollow, that's a yes, no. It's complicated, he stammered. 3 years, I whispered. 3 years, Ryan, and you threw it away for what? Layla bit her lip. You were always so busy, focused on your dreams. You never saw how lonely he was. My stomach twisted. So you kept him company. We didn't plan it. Her voice was soft now, fake soft. I looked at her. You stole our business idea last semester. Remember? Now you've got my boyfriend too. She flinched. That's not fair. Fair? I laughed again. You think any of this is fair? Ryan. Step closer. We can fix this. Can we? I asked. He nodded. We made a mistake, that's all. Multiple times, or just this once. Neither of them answered. I see. I still care about you, he said. Layla's eyes widened. Ryan, you still care, I said. You're kissing my best friend on our couch. His voice shook. I didn't mean to hurt you. I finally looked him in the eye. You didn't mean for me to find out. Silence. I walked past them, stepping over the bag. Keep the food. Layla grabbed my arm. Wait. Please, don't go like this. I yanked away. Don't touch me. It was a mistake, she whispered. Which part? I turned to her. The lying, the kissing, the stealing. You always wanted what I had, didn't you? Tears filled her eyes. That's not true. I trusted you. I said. I told you everything, and you stabbed me in the back with the knife I handed you. We didn't mean for this to happen, Ryan repeated. But it did. I opened the door. Enjoy each other. Layla reached out. Please don't hate me. I looked over my shoulder. I don't hate you, she sighed in relief. I just don't care anymore. Then I shut the door. In the hallway, my hands shook. My heart didn't beat, it thundered. My breath came short and shallow. I pressed my back against the wall, slid down to the floor. My phone buzzed. A message from Ryan. Can we talk? Please, I love you. I deleted it. Then another from Layla. I messed up. I'm sorry. Please don't shut me out. Blocked. They didn't deserve a reaction. I sat there, listening to the sound of nothing. No crying, no screaming. Just the quiet hum of betrayal settling in my chest like poison. Everything felt too still, too fake, like maybe I was dreaming. Like maybe I'd wake up any second and find out it wasn't real. But it was, and that silence? It was the sound of my heart closing its doors. Forever. You running from something or someone. I looked up from my coffee. The woman had silver hair, warm eyes, and a voice like gravel wrapped in velvet. Both, I muttered. She slid into the seat across from me without asking. Name's Mrs. Clark. You? I hesitated. Ash. She raised an eyebrow, short for something. No. Just Ash. She studied me for a second. You look like you haven't eaten in days. I haven't really felt like eating. Heartbreak. I didn't answer. She nodded. That bad, huh? I stared out the window. I trusted them. Both of them. Lovers, she asked. Boyfriend and best friend. She let out a low whistle. That's a double shot at betrayal. My throat tightened. I thought I meant something. You did. She said. To the wrong people. I didn't know why. But my eye started to sting. Mrs. Clark tapped her mug. Got a place to stay? I'm at the old motel down the road. That dump? She wrinkled her nose. You'll catch something staying there. I cracked the faintest smile. Fits my mood. You got a plan? I looked down. I had one. Before everything went to hell. She leaned back. You any good at cleaning or cooking? I blinked. What? I run a little in room and part-time pay if you're willing to help. I hesitated. You don't even know me. She shrugged. Don't need to. I've seen that look before. What look? The look of someone who's been broken, but hasn't decided whether to stay broken or not. I didn't answer. Just nodded. Come by tomorrow, she said, sliding a napkin with an address on it. It's quiet there. Peaceful. Might help you breathe again. The next morning, I stood in front of her door, heart pounding like I was being chased. She opened it with a smile. Didn't think you'd actually come. I didn't think I would either. Rooms upstairs. Come on. Inside was warm. Smelled like cinnamon and something baking. She pointed. There's a notebook on the desk. I always keep one in every room. Good for thoughts. Or rage. I brought my own, I said quietly. She raised a brow. That's so? I nodded, writing. Helps. Gets the screaming out of my head. She nodded, serious now. Then write. Bleed it out if you have to. Later that week, I was wiping down tables when she asked, did you tell them off? The ones who hurt you? No. Why not? What was the point? Closure, she said. They don't deserve closure, and you? I swallowed. I don't know what I deserve anymore. You deserve peace, she said firmly. I looked at her. I don't know how to get there. Start by forgiving yourself. My hands froze on the cloth. For what? For trusting people who weren't worthy. That's not a weakness, Ash. That's a heart. I turned away before she could see my eyes one night. I sat on the porch with her, the journal open on my lap. You ever lost someone? I asked. My husband, she said. Cancer. Took him quick. I'm sorry. She waved it off. He was the love of my life. But the silence after he died. That was the hardest part. I nodded. I've been drowning in silence too. That notebook helping some days. Write like they'll never read it, she said, and then one day, maybe they will. I closed the journal. What if they never care? Then you live a better life than they ever will. That's revenge enough. I looked at her. I don't want revenge. Yes, you do, she said, and that's okay, just don't let it rot you. Weeks passed. I didn't answer texts, didn't check socials. I woke, worked, and wrote. Some nights I cried, most nights, I did in single quotes T.Mrs. Clark left tea outside my door every morning, no words, just presence. She never pried, never pushed. But one night she said, you're not invisible, Ash. I looked up. I feel like I am. You're just healing in the dark. I stared at my journal. How do I know when I'm done? You'll feel the light again, even if it's just a flicker. I closed my eyes. I don't feel it yet. She smiled. That's okay, I do. I stayed, not because I had nowhere else to go, but because for the first time since they broke me, someone saw me and didn't look away. You ever think about starting over? Mrs. Clark asked, sliding a mug of tea across the table. I wrapped my fingers around it. That's all I think about, then stop thinking, start doing. I blinked. You make it sound so easy. It's not. But standing still hurts more. I stirred my tea. She used her logo. Same colors, same tagline. Everything we planned together. Let her. I looked at her. What? Let her have the stolen version. You build the real one. I don't even have the tools. She tilted her head. That boy from town, Eli. You know him? The guy who designs flyers for the bakery. Graphic designer, freelancer. Quiet like you. But sharp. I sipped my tea. I don't know him. You will. So? Mrs. Clark said you needed help. Eli said, wiping his hands on his jeans. I guess, you guess. He smiled. Not sure yet. I shrugged. I just want to make something mine again. He nodded slowly. Something they can't steal this time. I paused. Yeah, you? Have a name. For the brand, I pulled out my notebook, Ashes in Bloom. He raised an eyebrow. That's kind of brilliant. It's how I feel, I said, like something burned down. But something new's trying to grow. He leaned in. You got sketches, ideas, a few, nothing polished, doesn't have to be. Show me. Hours passed with scraps of paper, half-finished logos, and way too much coffee. Eli tapped his pencil. You know, your eye for layout is solid. Comes from years of dreaming, I said. He smiled. You ever tell them that? The people who stole it, no point. They already proved who they are. And now you prove who you are. I looked at him. Why are you helping me? He hesitated. Because I know what it feels like to lose everything and have no one believe you deserved better. I looked down. What happened to you? My business partner, my cousin, stole my work, posted it as his own. Did people believe you? Some. Most didn't care. I nodded slowly. So you get it. He smiled faintly, more than you know. Back at the inn, I laid out designs on the bed. Mrs. Clark knocked. Busy. Always. She stepped in. How's the logo? Eli says it's strong. And what do you say? I say? It finally feels like mine again. She looked at the papers, Ashes in Bloom. Fitting. I smiled. Feels like breathing after drowning. She reached for a page. You ready for the world to see it? Not yet. Why not? Because once I do, they'll see it too. Good, she said. Let them choke on it, I laughed. That's harsh, she grinned. So's betrayal. One morning, I saw a post from Layla. A big lunch, same aesthetic, same fake smile. Ryan in the background. I turned the screen toward Eli. See this? He frowned. Wow. She's still pushing it, harder than ever. He looked at me. What do you want to do? I clenched my jaw. I want to beat her, not just match her, surpass her. He leaned forward. Then let's start building your site. I don't have the money, we'll trade. You teach me your eye for color and layout. I build the site. Why? Because you're not the only one who wants a win. I started waking up with purpose. Mornings were coffee and design edits. Afternoons were photography and branding. Nights were writing copy, dreaming of lunch. Mrs. Clark kept my tea warm, Eli kept my head sharp. One day, I stood in the mirror, holding one of the designs. I whispered, "This is mine, all of it," for the first time in months. I believed it. "You look different," Mrs. Clark said over dinner. Different how? Stronger, lighter. I'm angry, she smiled. Good, is that okay? It is if you use it right. I looked out the window. I'm not broken, no. Honey, you're rebuilding. I touched my notebook. Ashes and bloom, that name's going to mean something, she said. It already does, I whispered. She raised her glass. To rising, I lifted mine, to never staying buried. Is that her? Eli leaned in, eyes flicking to the stage. Front row. Gold heels. Too much perfume. I didn't look, probably. You nervous? I adjusted my badge. Avery Blake. It read, not my name. But it felt right, no. I said. I'm ready. He looked at me. You sure? I smiled. She stole a brand. I built a legacy. The showcase was louder than I expected. Lights, flashing cameras, fake air kisses. Novage hung behind our model like fire in motion charcoal. Crimson, bold. People whispered. That's fresh, who's behind it? She's new. But her eye, brutal. I walked past Layla's setup without blinking. Her voice hit the air like a crack. Wait, I didn't turn, is that? Ryan's voice, too soft, too late. I kept walking. Eli beside me murmured, she's staring. I know, she's panicking. Good. In the green room. Eli exhaled, you didn't even flinch. I don't owe them reactions. He hesitated, they looked like they saw a ghost. Let them hunt themselves, you didn't want to say anything. I pulled the black notebook from my bag, this says enough. The hallway was quiet when I stepped out, spotlights off. Footsteps behind me, wait, I stopped. Ryan's voice, I didn't know you'd be here. I turned halfway, neither did you, apparently. He looked older. Or maybe just smaller. You look different. I am. I saw the showcase, Novage. That's you? I held out the notebook. He took it slowly. What is this, my goodbye? He opened it, eyes scanning pages, his face twisted. You wrote all this, every. Now you slept beside her. He flinched. I didn't mean, you did. I was stupid, I know. Are you happy now? Is this revenge? No. I said, this is survival. He held the notebook tighter. I thought you'd scream. Hit me. Something. I smiled, silence is sharper. He looked down. You really won't say anything else. No, I miss you. I don't. Back inside, Eli watched me approach. He raised a brow. Was that? Yes. Did you? No. Notebook? I nodded. He paused. You okay? Better than ever? He didn't smile. You're colder. Now. I'm clearer. He crossed his arms. That scares me a little. I tilted my head. Why? Because I used to see pain. Now I see fire. Pain made the fire, he sighed. Just don't burn yourself trying to prove you're untouchable. I'm not proving anything, sure. I looked at the stage where Novage burned like a phoenix, positive. Later, while the crowd thinned and champagne glasses emptied, Layla finally stepped forward. She blocked my path. So it is you, I stared. She scoffed. New name, new look, same eyes. You remember the eyes. They're hard to forget when they used to trust you. I stayed silent. You think this hurts me? She snapped. You think winning one show changes anything? I smiled. Say something, she hissed. I tilted my head. No, she blinked. That's it, that's everything, she sneered. You're cruel now. I learned from the best. She stepped back like I slapped her. This isn't over. It is for me. Back in the car, Eli didn't speak for a while. Then, softly, you didn't need to say anything. You already won. I looked out the window. I know. But it still hurts, doesn't it? I touched the empty spot in my bag. The notebook was gone. It doesn't feel like pain anymore. What does it feel like? Closure? He nodded. You didn't look at her like someone you hated. Because I don't. You looked at her like someone you outgrew. I met his eyes, exactly. He hesitated. Where does that leave me? What do you mean? I liked the girl who was trying to heal. Not sure about the one who just destroyed. I stared. I didn't destroy anything. I reclaimed what was mine. He nodded slowly. Just promise you'll know when to stop fighting. I turned away. I'll stop when there's nothing left to prove. He didn't answer after that. But the silence didn't feel like victory, not anymore. Eli closed the laptop and looked at me. You saw the numbers. I did. 600 pre-orders in 2 days. People are obsessed. I shrugged. They're listening. They're connecting, he said. Your grief, your strength, it's all over the designs. I just stitched what I couldn't say. He leaned back. So what now? Billboards, runway in Milan. I smiled faintly. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. He looked at me. Longer than necessary. You've changed into what? Someone sharp, he said. Sharper than before. I was soft once, it almost destroyed me. My phone buzzed again. Ryan, I miss you. I made a mistake. I didn't reply. Layla's name started trending for the wrong reasons. People are calling her a fraud, Eli said, flipping his screen toward me. Same cuts, same colors. Dissimilar. I never said a word. You didn't need to. He hesitated. But you're enjoying it, aren't you? I looked at him. Wouldn't you? He didn't answer. 2 days later, I walked into a cafe. Layla was already sitting there. I stopped. You're in my seat. She looked up, eyes hard. Sit. Now. I stayed standing. No. You think you're clever, don't you? She hissed. Letting everyone believe I stole everything. They saw the truth, I said. I just stayed quiet. You told people. You must have. I didn't have to. She slammed her hand on the table. You think this makes you better than me? I stared at her. No. Then why are you doing this? I'm not. She blinked. Then who is? I leaned closer. You are. She went pale. I didn't need revenge, I said quietly. You did this to yourself. Later that evening, Eli cornered me in the studio. We need to talk. I looked up from my sketchpad. Okay. Are you still healing? He asked. Or just hurting people better now? I set the pencil down. What does that mean? You could have ended this, he said. But you didn't. I didn't start it either. You're letting her fall apart. No, I said. She's slipping on her own lies. You're not even trying to catch her. She never caught me, he sighed. That's not the point. Then what is? You're losing the part of you that used to care. I stared at him. Why do you care so much? Because I know what revenge does. I sat alone on the porch that night, knees pulled to my chest. Am I still healing? Or was I just watching her bleed the way she watched me? The notebook was gone now, but its pages haunted me. My pain was public, her downfall was too. But why didn't it feel like peace? My phone buzzed again. Ryan, she's blaming me now. Everything's falling apart. Can we talk? I turned the phone off. Some things didn't deserve replies. The next morning, Eli handed me coffee. He didn't speak, neither did I. But when our fingers touched for a second too long, he pulled back. You scare me, he whispered. I scare myself, I said. Orders kept pouring in. Messages to your work helped me survive. I wore no vosh to my divorce hearing. I felt strong. Thank you for making pain look powerful. And still none of those messages healed the part of me that Layla cracked open. Because maybe success didn't stitch everything shut. Maybe I was bleeding in gold thread now. Layla sent one message. Layla, are you proud of this? Watching me burn. I didn't reply, but I whispered to myself, you lit the match. Eli texted me before the headlines hit. Eli, turn on the news. You're not gonna believe this. I tapped the screen. Layla Carter accused of workplace harassment by former intern. I blinked. Then another headline followed. Design theft allegations stack up. Carter faces legal heat. And then Ryan's company made a statement. We do not condone unethical behavior. Internal review pending. Are you smiling? Eli asked later. I didn't answer. He laughed a little. You are. They're getting what they gave, I said. That's all. You still didn't say a word. Never needed to. That night, it rained out hard. I was curled up with tea and a sketch when the banging started. I froze. More pounding. Then Ryan's voice. Open the door. I stayed silent. I know you're in there. Please just let me talk. I opened it, just a crack. He stood there, soaked, swaying. His breath smelled like whiskey. Why are you here? She left me. His voice broke. Said I ruined her. You did. I didn't mean to, he whispered. I didn't know she'd. I was stupid. No argument here. He ran a hand through his wet hair. She used me. I crossed my arms. You let her. I thought I loved her. I thought you'd move on. I did. He looked up, eyes red with him. That Eli guy? That's not your business. I miss you. He stepped closer. You were home. She was noise. You chose noise. I didn't know I was breaking the best thing I ever had. I let that sit for a second. You both chose each other, I said softly. Now live with it then. I closed the door. Eli showed up the next morning. He had a box of pastries. I heard what happened. News travels fast in small towns. He held the box out. Apology, sugar. I smirked. You don't need to apologize. I stepped back when you needed someone. I needed silence. I judged you. Thought you were becoming like them. I almost did. He raised an eyebrow. But you didn't. I walked away. And I'm proud of you, he said quietly, not for succeeding, for surviving. Later, I sat on the back porch with the old notebook. Pages torn, corners frayed, ink bleeding from tears. It had everything. The night they betrayed me. The days I disappeared. The hours I wanted to vanish. The minutes I learned to stand again. I struck a match. Watched flame kiss the edge, let it burn. Eli leaned against a post beside me. You good? I think so. No more ghosts. I shook my head. They burned with the pages. He smiled. Then maybe it's time to write something new? I nodded from scratch. Ribbon's crooked, Eli said behind me. I turned, smirking. Then fix it, he stepped up. Fingers steady. You sure you don't want a grand opening speech? I speak through my work. You used to hide behind it, I paused. Now it speaks for me. Eli tilted his head. Proud of you, I know. I smiled. You say it all the time because it's still true. I looked at the door, Novage carved in clean. Bold lettering. My name wasn't anywhere on it. It didn't need to be. Mrs. Clark arrived first, holding a bouquet and a camera she barely knew how to use. I made cookies, she announced. People like free cookies, brings in business. You're the best, I laughed, hugging her. She patted my back. You did this. Sweetheart, all of it. Guests wandered in, press, locals, designers. A girl whispered, Novage, save me. Those designs made me feel seen. I didn't interrupt, I just listened. Later, I found a quiet corner by the back windows. Eli leaned beside me. So, any regrets? No. Not. Even burning that journal, it served its purpose. He nodded. You're different now. I'm free. You know, a year ago, you didn't believe in yourself. I believed in pain, I said. Now I believe in choice. He looked at me. And forgiveness? I thought for a moment. Some wounds don't need forgiveness, just distance. That's heavy. It's true, you don't wonder where they are. No. Not even a little. They don't belong in this chapter. People clapped near the front. Someone asked for a photo. I waved politely but didn't move. Eli stayed beside me. You sure you're okay being alone in this? He asked. I'm not alone, he smiled. Touche. We're not lovers, I said softly. But you're here. That matters. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not asking you to stay, I replied. But I'm glad you want to. Sunlight stretched through the windows. Everything felt warm, quiet, whole. I stepped outside, ribbon in hand. Guests chattering behind me. The door gleamed. Nova Ash. Not revenge, not validation. Just mine. I whispered, thank you for breaking me. The wind caught my hair because I rebuilt better.